Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United to offer £200 million and the captaincy for Harry Kane. Ian McGarry on the Transfer Window podcast said not so long ago that Man United are preparing to sign Harry Kane, and we are ready to double his wages to around £400,000 a week. It also said we would pay an 18 million signing on fee to compensate the loss of his earnings on his Tottenham contract. Daniel Levy, the Tottenham chairman, slapped a £200 million asking price on Harry Kane. £200 million is a world record fee. Tottenham won't get £200 million for Harry Kane. Initially, they wanted from between 120 to 150 million pounds. I think the most they'll get Tottenham is 120 million. Daniel Levy obviously doesn't want Tottenham to sell Harry Kane because he is aware of how much of an imperative player he is. Daniel Levy was furious with Harry Kane for going public with his desire to leave the other week, because Harry Kane had an interview with Gary Neville to discuss his future. Charlie, what? Alright. Harry Kane said he will decide on his own future, not Daniel Levy. He says Pochettino could make a return to Tottenham. Do you think that could convince Harry Kane to remain at Tottenham? Pochettino has been in talks with Tottenham over a return to the club because he is unhappy at PSG. Solskjaer is pushing for Man United to sign Harry Kane. Said he's open to selling Martial to fund a move for Harry Kane. Gary Neville not so long ago named 3 players Manchester United could swap for Harry Kane. That's Martial, Jesse Lingard and Daniel James. The other week though, Harry Kane put a transfer request in at Tottenham. Man United, Man City and Chelsea all contacted his representatives. Ryan Mason, who's Tottenham's interim manager, he dismissed suggestions that Harry Kane asked to leave. Not so long ago, Chelsea launched a bid. It said they was preparing to offer Tammy Abraham and Arrizabalaga as part of a swap deal for Kane, but I can't see him going to Chelsea. Now, quite a few weeks ago, it said that Harry Kane was ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. Says the Glazers were planning to sanction a £90 million bid. Harry Kane made it clear that he wants to win team trophies. He said that after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City, Tottenham have not won a trophy for like 13 years now. Kane recently won the Golden Boot. He's won it now 3 times. The reasons I'd take Harry Kane at Manchester United is because he's regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. He's well proven in the Premier League. He's a prolific goal scorer. He'd fit in our team perfectly. So, they are the reasons. Harry Kane has been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's endured 17 years with them, been in their senior squad since 2009. He risen up Tottenham's academy. He's got a contract with Tottenham until 2024. He's had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. Man United still want a striker, despite Cavani signing a one-year deal not so long ago. Now, according to reports in Italy, Cristiano Ronaldo could seal a sensational return to Manchester United in a swap deal with Pogba. The Athletic said not so long ago that Solskjaer remains in touch with Cristiano Ronaldo. Man United have been in talks with Cristiano Ronaldo over a sensational return. Gazzetta dello Sport said earlier on this year that Man United have already been in contact with Cristiano Ronaldo's agent over a return this summer. Said Juventus will accept around £26 million. Cristiano Ronaldo held talks with Man United, didn't he, over a 2-year contract at one point. I presume a lot of Manchester United fans would take Cristiano Ronaldo back, despite him being, 36 years of age. Because Cristiano Ronaldo is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world, best players, in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo's current contract expires next year. We did have Cristiano Ronaldo for 6 years. He was with us from 2003 to 2009. He won 3 Premier League titles at Man United. He also won the Champions League. He won the FA Cup. He won the League Cup. And he won the FIFA Club World Cup. We did pay just £12 million for him from Sporting Lisbon back in 2003. We sold him to Real Madrid for £80 million in 2009. He endured 9 or 10 years with Real Madrid, and Juventus bought him for £100 million in 2018. So he's been at Juventus a few years now. Ronaldo's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, and he's won 5 Ballon d'Ors. Paul Pogba, I said if he leaves Man United in the summer transfer window, there's a very good chance he'll go back to Juventus, because he did endure 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Manchester United. He's had a long-running transfer saga, Pogba. He hasn't only been linked with a return to Juventus, he's also been linked with a move to Real Madrid. PSG have been in for him. Barcelona have also been in for him. Now, it recently said that Paul Pogba intends to stay at Man United beyond this season. Matthias Pogba, who's Paul Pogba's brother, he'd like Paul Pogba to join Barcelona. Earlier on this year, it said Paul Pogba could leave Man United for just £55 million, I think we're valuing from between 55 to 60 million pounds. It said we will sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract at Man United. It said not so long ago we'll offer Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract. But it says Pogba is demanding £500,000 a week. His current contract expires next year because don't forget we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract. Solskjaers made it clear that he wants Pogba to stay. He said he hopes he signs a new contract, and it said our players would be devastated if the club decided to sell Pogba. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's endured 5 seasons at the club since he rejoined. I'd like him to stay potentially past the summer, but yeah, I would let him go as part of a swap deal for Ronaldo. But we've been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. Don't forget Pogba scored the key winners against AC Milan and Fulham in the Premier League. He was out with a thigh injury for a while at one point. At one point he had an ankle injury. So he's sustained a few injuries now at Man United. Mino Raiola obviously wants to get his client out of the football club. Did a lot of talking last season. He came out and said that Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or another top European club. He says Pogba's future is in doubt. He also mentioned the Eden Hazard and Pogba swap deal. At one point he said he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he also criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. And he made an announcement back in December last year regarding Pogba, and Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement. So there you go. It looks very, very imminent that Jadon Sancho is going to be coming to Man United in the summer transfer window. Sky Sports said yesterday that Man United is the most realistic destination for Sancho, and Man United remain in talks with Jadon Sancho's representatives. It recently said Borussia Dortmund have set their asking price. It's around £82 million. Jadon Sancho has Man United transfer hopes because Borussia Dortmund are looking for replacements. Sancho said he wants his future resolved before the start of the European Championships. Borussia Dortmund have told Jadon Sancho that he can leave the club this summer. Fabrizio Romano did say not so long ago that Man United are interested in Jadon Sancho, but there's been no official talks or bid yet, so he did say it's still an open race. Dortmund did confirm that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho that will allow Sancho to leave Dortmund this summer. Manchester Evening News said that Sancho is pushing for a transfer out of Dortmund. And at one point it said we could use Jesse Lingard to buy Sancho. But last summer he was our number one priority target. Last summer the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed and a contract had been agreed, but the reason we didn't get him is because we couldn't come to an agreement on an actual fee. We was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. And you already know the news on Raphael Varane and Jules Koundé. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy 4 or 5 new players. Man United will back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract. and summer signings despite our Europa League final loss. The board have actually promised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 4 new signings. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in the summer transfer window. And yeah, he should now get the backing he deserves. Obviously, reflecting on what the board have recently come out and said. And plus, we've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And we've also got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Man United in general. The summer transfer window will be his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. Obviously, Solskjaer wants to strengthen up the squad in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, that's 8 years ago now. Next season is going to be huge for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he is aware of that. Next season, Ollie has got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Man United manager. Because if things start to go wrong next season, then the pressure will be back on him. Next season will be his 3rd full season at the club. Obviously, there is some Man United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out, reflecting on the Europa League final loss. But I presume there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. You know, Solskjaer did say last season wasn't a successful season. And, you know, he's accepted that. Solskjaer has not won a trophy yet as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy for 4 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But he has done well in quite a lot of aspects. You know, I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. I think he's done good despite the Europa League final loss. You know, look at the squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. You know, last season Solskjaer got us a 2nd place finish. It's no achievement finishing 2nd, but you can see that progress was made from Solskjaer's 1st full season. We went the entire season without losing away from home in the league, which is a good record. You know, Solskjaer did get us to the Europa League final. It was disappointing that we lost it, but he still got us to the final. That was his 1st major final as Man United manager. Got us to the FA Cup quarter-final last season, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. Ollie did well in his 1st full season at the club. Got us to 3 semi-finals and got us a 3rd place finish. You know, he has beaten quite a few big-name managers as Man United manager. But last season, our record against the top 6 sides was poor. I like the way he's also promoted the youth. He has made good signings as Man United manager. So far, he's spent almost £300 million. And he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. I do have my concerns about Ollie as well. I can assure he isn't the long-term manager for Man United. And I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But if the club decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, who's going to come in to replace him? We've got to get someone in who's going to get titles to Man United. We need someone in with that big club mentality and someone who's going to suit the strappings of the club and someone who's got a proven pedigree. I would have certainly took Pochettino at Man United because I think he would have suited the strappings of the club. He really, really would. Ollie has been Manchester United manager now 29 months. That's over 2 years. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And he had 2 spells at Molde. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He enjoyed a very short tenure at Cardiff, did Solskjaer. The reason is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated, and Ollie managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he watched some of this team grow and develop. But we love Solskjaer, whatever happens with him, because he is a club legend. He enjoyed 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. When Solskjaer got appointed in as Man United manager, he ensured that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players. And more or less everybody has been given their chances to express themselves. Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. I'm expecting players to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer did say, though, not so long ago, there may not be many outgoings. But the players we do sell in the summer transfer window will generate money, and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Obviously, Woodward, he's standing down at the end of the year, because it got announced earlier on this year that he resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. So obviously when that European Super League come into the equation, all United fans would have been happy with the news regarding Woodward, because we've been very critical of him for a long time. Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. The Glazers, we've obviously got to get them out of the football club. The Glazers have been at Man United 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. The Glazers have put us in so much debt. That's the main reason I want them out, but there's other reasons as well. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. And obviously the Glazers were planning to ditch the Champions League for that European Super League. But I've got to say, Ollie is our best manager since Ferguson. We haven't been the same team since Ferguson. No one is going to replicate what Ferguson did at the club, and no one's going to last as long as he did. Ferguson brought success to Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. And Ferguson enjoyed what a 26-27 year tenure at Man United. He didn't win out though in his first 4 years, Ferguson. He was lucky not to be sacked in that 4-year period when he didn't win anything, because if he would have been sacked, then we wouldn't have had any success. The only mistake Ferguson made was obviously recommending David Moyes in. The 3 managers we have sacked since Ferguson was David Moyes, we sacked Louis van Gaal, and we also sacked Jose Mourinho. Our recruitment's been poor for a long time. We've overpaid for players. In that aspect, the blame stems from the board. We've brought around 37 players in since Ferguson retired, and we've spent over £1 billion on them. But these good players at Manchester United, and I think these players that have really, really improved. Dean Henderson's a good goalkeeper. Done well in a lot of the games he's been in goal for. He's obviously now our number 1 goalkeeper. Man United made the right decision putting him as number 1. He's got a long-term future at Man United, as Henderson. Luke Shaw's obviously very, very good. He was our best player last season by far. Eric Bailly's good, but he's just too injury prone. Harry Maguire's good when he wants to be, but he's also enjoyed poor games. Obviously, Harry Maguire is out with an ankle injury at the moment. He's got ligament damage in his ankle, and he, was a big miss towards the end of the season was Maguire, because he's one of our first choice centre halves. I think Wan-Bissaka's also a very good right back, but he's still got to show more in the attacking third of the pitch. Pogba's good. Tomway's a good player when he wants to be, but he's still young. He's got a lot of development in him. Bruno Fernandes, he's obviously very, very good as well. As you all know, Bruno Fernandes is set to sign a new contract worth £200,000 a week, so we're going to double his wages. Fernandes did admit how happy he has been with the progress of Solskjaer's team. Mason Greenwood's obviously very, very good. Edison Cavani's good. I'm glad Cavani is staying for next season. And Rashford is good when he wants to be. But our current squad at the moment is not good enough to win the title. That's why, obviously, we want to strengthen up. Obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is inheriting players from other managerial eras. So alright guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and there'll be another video coming up very soon.